Hi, in this tutorial we are going to create a holo effect or iridescence material in Blender. Let's jump right in. We are starting by creating a nice and smooth object. Delete the default cube and import a SVG. I'll go with one of my Y2K vectors. You can find the link to the icon pack in the description. Let's adjust the curve first. Set the origin to geometry, change the location to 0, rotate on the x-axis by 90 degrees and adjust the scale by pressing the S key. And we are adding a camera. Now we are ready to go. Let's extrude the curve. And let's add a new material so we see what's going on. Since the modifiers are not working with a curve, we need to convert it to a mesh. Now we can add a remesh modifier. Adjust the voxel size. Then apply the modifier. Next, we are going to smooth the edges in the sculpting tab. Increase the brush size and strength, and enable the mesh symmetry on the Z-axis. Then, pick the Smooth tool and paint over the mesh. If you are happy with your shape, you can start animating. I simply add 2 rotation keyframes. One at the start and another one with 360-degree rotation. I want to loop the animation, so let's open the graph editor, change the keyframe interpolation to linear and add a cycle modifier. Now the animation loops indefinitely. Before we start with the material, we need to add some light to the scene. Open the world window in the shader editor, press Shift-A and search for environment texture. You can choose whatever HDRI you like. You can download them for free on polyhaven.com. And we change the render engine to cycles. I don't want to see the background. I just want some natural lighting from the HDRI, so I make the background transparent. Now we are finally ready to work on the material. The iridescence colors are coming from a noise texture. Press Shift-A, search for noise texture and connect the color to the principled BSDF shader. Set the scale to 100. And we need to crank up the colors with the saturation node. Next, we are going to use the Node Wrangler plugin. If you haven't activated it yet, go to Preferences, Add-ons, search for the Node Wrangler and activate it. Now with the noise texture node selected, press Ctrl-T. At the moment, the colors are sitting on the object, like they are painted on the mesh. But we want them to be relative to the view. So I use the camera vector. Now we also need to scale down the mapping. Instead of changing all three scale values independently, I use a value node and set it to 0.02. Next, we need to add a vector displacement node and decrease the scale to 0.04. But I would encourage you to play around with the values. As you can see, it is starting to shimmer. Let's increase the metallic value so it looks more like chrome. Ah, wait. I forgot to set the noise to 4D. Honestly, I don't really understand why this looks better, because I always thought that the fourth dimension, the W value, can be used for animating the noise, but anyways. Now let's add an area light. You can improve the lighting, of course, but let's keep it simple. Well, that's basically it. You might want to smooth the mesh by right-clicking and selecting Shade Smooth. Now you can start playing around with the settings. For example, you can use the reflection vector instead of the camera. And you can change the colors by adjusting the W value of the noise. It's like using a different position of the endless noise texture. If you'd like to see more tutorials, leave a like and consider subscribing. It really means a lot to me. Have a nice day.